Greetings and good day. Welcome to today's top news roundup from Zir News 24. I'm Mohammed Salama, bringing you a comprehensive overview of today's key developments from Afghanistan and around the world. Today is Thursday, the 30th of Asad, 1404 Hijri solar year, corresponding to 21st of August, 2025. Let's begin with the top domestic news. A private company has expressed readiness to invest in a water transfer project from the Panjshir River to Kabul. Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar Ahund met with the officials of the Katwazi Group company regarding the project. The company pledged to complete the survey and design within 2 weeks and assured that all standards and requirements would be taken into consideration. The Deputy Prime Minister confirmed that the Islamic Emirate is fully committed to solving Kabul's water shortage and promised full cooperation. Meanwhile, Mullah Abdul Kabir held talks with Dr. J. Khalaf al-Shari, a former member of Kuwait's parliament, and other Gulf delegates. According to the Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation, the Kuwaiti delegation aims to strengthen ties between the Islamic world, Kuwait, and Afghanistan. Mullah Kabir reaffirmed the Islamic Emirates' priority in fostering positive relations with Islamic countries and continuing economic development as a stable regional power. In the United Arab Emirates, the Afghan ambassador, Maulawi Badruddin Haqqani, met with his Russian counterpart, Timur Zabirov. The meeting addressed bilateral economic and regional relations, with both sides emphasizing mutual respect and cooperation. The Russian envoy reiterated his government's readiness to expand ties following formal recognition of the Islamic Emirate. In neighboring Pakistan, Afghan Ambassador Sardar Ahmad Shakib met with Information Minister and advisor to the Chief Minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Discussions focused on bilateral relations, the situation of Afghan refugees, cross-border movement, border challenges, especially at Torkham, and potential cooperation in building a cancer hospital in Afghanistan. Turning to international developments, Western nations have strongly condemned Israel's plan to expand settlements, warning that it threatens the feasibility of a two-state solution. The E1 project would sever the remaining land link between Ramallah and Bethlehem, intensifying international concerns. Meanwhile, reports from Lebanon indicate that an Israeli drone targeted the Deir Syrian area in southern Lebanon, injuring one person. Analysts say Israel faces a pivotal decision: pursue a policy of reoccupation and mass displacement in Gaza, or seek a long-term deal for prisoner exchanges under domestic pressure. Gaza analyst Marwan Bishara argues that without significant Arab pressure on Washington, Israel is likely to escalate military actions. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres once again called for an immediate ceasefire, warning that large-scale military operations would worsen the death toll and destruction. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees also warned that Gaza's children face a third consecutive year without schooling, as 88% of schools have been damaged or destroyed. On the humanitarian front, more than 2.1 million Palestinians are suffering due to siege and famine, with many rapidly losing weight. Medical experts now identify deliberate starvation as a major threat. In the U.S., 17 senators have urged the Secretary of State to press Israel to end violence against journalists and allow media access to Gaza. This follows an airstrike that killed 4 Al Jazeera journalists and 2 others, sparking global outrage. Meanwhile, Israel has intensified its operations in Gaza City, reportedly aiming for full control. According to Palestinian sources, nearly 1 million people have been displaced and residential areas have been heavily bombarded. Since October 7, 2023, the war has killed at least 62,000 Palestinians and injured over 156,000, including 81 deaths and 185 injuries in the past day alone. 3 people died of hunger just yesterday. The number of starvation-related deaths has risen to 269, including 112 children. Since May, over 1,000 people seeking aid have been shot and killed by Israeli forces, and thousands more have been seriously injured. Israel has announced the mobilization of 60,000 additional reserve troops to continue its military campaign. Elsewhere, a new report from Germany's Kiel Institute for the World Economy states that at least 41 countries have committed military, financial, and humanitarian aid to Ukraine since the war began in February 2022. The European Union, G7 nations, Australia, South Korea, Turkey, India, China, Taiwan, New Zealand, Norway, and Iceland are among the contributors. While U.S. support slowed in early 2025, Europe has taken the lead, providing 72 billion euros in military aid, compared to the U.S.'s 65 billion. This continued global backing highlights sustained international solidarity with Ukraine 3 years into the conflict. In Thailand, former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra and his daughter, current PM Paetongtarn Shinawatra, are facing 3 separate legal cases. The Supreme Court is investigating whether Paetongtarn violated ethical standards during her engagement with Cambodia's Senate president. If found guilty, she may be removed from office. Thaksin is also on trial for allegedly insulting the monarchy in a 2015 interview, which could carry a 15-year prison sentence. Another case concerns his prison sentence being served in a luxury hospital room rather than in detention. Analysts believe these trials could weaken the ruling party and lead to early elections. Economists warn that the ongoing political instability could significantly harm Thailand's economy and investor confidence. And finally, Iran has begun large-scale military drills following a 12-day conflict with Israel. State TV reported missile tests in the Gulf of Oman and the Indian Ocean. These exercises come amid reports that Israeli strikes damaged Iran's air defense and nuclear infrastructure. Iran's 18,000-strong naval forces are now active in Bandar Abbas, the Gulf of Oman, the Indian Ocean, and the Red Sea, conducting patrols and maneuvers to assert control over strategic zones and demonstrate regional power. Now let's look at today's top sports news. The Full Contact Federation of Kabul Province has launched selection competitions among 70 athletes from 12 clubs. The tournament features 4 age categories: children, emerging youth, and adults. In the end, 18 athletes will be selected for Kabul's provincial full contact team. In Lashkargah, Helmand Province, tape ball cricket tournaments have begun among 20 teams, scheduled to last 20 days. In the opening match, Umid Zwanan team defeated Ali Atalan by 8 wickets. In Kabul, a Zircona-style traditional wrestling competition concluded, involving 200 athletes from 16 clubs. The tournament took place over 3 days, featuring emerging youth and youth categories across various weight classes. Ultimately, 20 athletes from each category were chosen to represent Kabul in the provincial team. In Yusufkel district of Paktika, a javelin throwing tournament concluded with Yusufkel team winning the championship, securing 28 points. Katawa's team finished second with 26 points. That wraps up today's sports update. For more local, international, and sports news, follow us on social media platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube. Search for Zir News 24, like our broadcasts, and stay connected. Until our next bulletin, goodbye, and may you remain in Allah's protection.